Steven, I have a question, right? Like with the clients that you work, or maybe like yourself, right? Like when you start like this journey through the, what, finding that audience that and creating these filters and these conversations, what are some roadblocks that you normally see, or maybe that you've seen, also in your own agency, and how like do you go about like overcoming those to make sure that you find actually your dream customer? In the past episodes, we kind of honed down on your dream audience, the person that you really want to work with. And like Gavin said that one day, hey, who's that person that you want to drink a beer with if you drink beer, right? If not, you can go for coffee. But, how do you find that person, and what is your experience personally and with your audience?
Okay, I'll explain from experience. I think I've kind of felt to my dream customer. I was searching so much and I couldn't find it. And it just so happened, like one customer that I was working with, it just landed on me. And I was like, oh, that's the person that I want to continue working with.
Yeah.
So how we first started off in our agency, we were providing services for restaurants and hotels. And it was awesome. It was great. But, I still didn't find like that desire, because it's a different environment. Then one day I was working with a coach. Actually, he was my coach. So the way it worked out, he was my coach. He was my performance coach. And in one session, I remember it. He was training me on marketing and sales. And then in that same session, I pitched him on something.
All right.
I pitched him on our program. So I still had some payments left to pay off his coaching program.
Yeah.
And I told him, how about I do some work for you, and you kind of remove the remaining balance of it.
That's smart.
The pitch was really, really great on my side, because then I got to learn like this is the person, this is the dream customer that I want to work with.
Yeah.
Right. He has an audience, or at least trying to build his program, trying to, level his coaching program online a little bit more. And that's where I started aligning myself as that's my dream customer. So I think a lot of times what we're told to do is like really find out what's your passion, or find out, first look into it. I think once you start working with people, different types of businesses, you start to gravitate of, I don't necessarily want to work with this type of business, and I want to work with this one, right? So you get to experience, like majority of someone starting up, they'll do a lot of work for free. I've done it. I'm pretty sure you've done it, right? Just to get some case studies. But then you start to realize people that are just starting off don't really have the budget, and it becomes difficult. Like, all right, some people are going after startups. Startups is really difficult because they don't have the content, they don't have the assets, they don't have everything in place. So even though you can get them results, it's going to take a very long time. Yeah. So that for me was like, I don't want to work that. That's too much.
Hey,
so I decided to go with somebody who's already at a certain level.
Exactly.
Yeah, right? So I think it's
Sorry. Keep going.
I'm pretty sure you feel it too, right?
We were just gonna say like that story like resonates big time, because I mean for the first 3 years, one of the reasons we struggled with was because, well, first we
started with restaurants too.
So
we know the pain.
Resonates. We know the pain. Yeah, restaurants, please level up, man. Come on, you guys can do it. We believe in you. But at the same time, we're like, we started, providing these videos for free to go in, and then we, just like you said, we found out that maybe that person, that profile of customers did not have the money to continue to do the and scale, because the systems were there to support whatever is coming in as a new process, right? So, and I found really interesting, because in a lot of the conversations that we've been having, and we're gonna touch on the coaching side too, because I like that topic, but it's like, hey, you need to discover who your dream client is before you go out, right? I think like people assume that, and the fact that you discover them while you were working, like try things out, right? Be willing to go in and fail, or like go in and maybe willing to test out different customers, so then you can identify what makes your dream customer. I think that was really interesting.
Yeah, no, I love that, what you're talking about right now, especially because, I mean, we recently read this book, Barking Up the Wrong Tree, where the author mentions, like extroverts are perceived to be luckier than others, right?
Yeah.
And the whole thing is that they just put themselves in front of more opportunities than introverts. That's the whole thing, right? So when you're telling me this story, I'm like, it's the same exact thing. Like, to find your message, to find that who, just put yourself in front of as many people as you can, and then analyze. Now, okay, yes, we need to be rational. We need to start analyzing who we're working with. Do we like this person? Do we like how they operate? Can we operate with them? And then eventually you're gonna be like, okay, this is the right person I want to work with. And then you can center your message. You can say, like Todd Brown was saying, right? Be a student of the market, and you can analyze what was it that this person liked from my services, my products. And you can go on and then, okay, I'm gonna do the exact same so I can get the same exact type of people into my business. So I love that. I think that was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, good job. So
right, and to add to that, like once you get one person that you already built the system, you already knew how to get that person, so it's a lot easier moving forward because all you got to do is just replicate the system for the next person.